The last important journal entry I have sent you now, one PDF in group.
Yes, ma'am.
You just take that one. Page number 26, I think it starts from page number 26, right?
27.
27. 26 is not there. Sold goods to Mohan of list price 1 lakh at the rate of 15% trade discount.
Yes, ma'am, it's there.
Yeah, so it's 26, page number 26. Fine. So the first journal entry, sold goods, be ready with the format, okay? Proper format, draw the lines and everything. We are going to do journal entries only. So date, particular, ledger folio, amount. With proper format, put the lines, and I want to see the narrations, everything with proper workings, okay? So first be ready. Now, sold goods to Mohan of list price 1 lakh at the rate of 15%. TD means trade discount. So, business is selling goods to Mohan. List price means what I told. List price means it is the selling price. Cost price plus profit 1 lakh. So, but 15% trade discount. So, first you have to show the working notes separately. How you will show the working notes? List price equals to 1 lakh less trade discount 15%. 15% of 1 lakh calculate. Whatever it comes, you have to first subtract that. Then 85,000 will come. That 85,000 what? Mohan will pay, okay? That amount 85,000 Mohan will pay. But in this question, they are not saying for cash. Again, if the question says sold goods to Mohan of list price 1 lakh at the rate of 15% trade discount for cash, then we will ignore Mohan. But in this question, if you if you focus on this question, for cash word is not used but name is given. So now who is Mohan? Mohan is our dater. Dater means business is selling goods to Mohan for credit. Mohan becomes dater and he will pay later on 85,000. So now what happens when he will pay later on 85,000? He becomes dater. Dater is an asset for us. Okay, dater is an asset. So what is the rule for asset? Clear as per clear. Whenever asset increases, you have to debit the account, and whenever asset decreases, you have to credit the account. Now Mohan is our asset. He is increasing. So Mohan's account debit to sales account 85,000, 85,000 being goods sold to Mohan at the rate of 15% trade discount. This is the narration. So first do it. Any doubt in the first transaction, Janani?
No, ma'am, finished.
Okay. Second, Mohan returned goods of list price 4,000. Okay, now already I taught you. Just a moment. Manjusha, good evening, dear. Yes, Manjusha, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Why you are late?
Ma'am, the internet was acting satisfied.
Okay, fine. See, last PDF I have sent in the last class, you can see for journal entries only, okay? So open that PDF. It starts with page number 26, 26. Got it, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first with proper format, draw the lines. We are going to do journal entries only. So date, particular, ledger folio, amount, debit, credit, ready with the format with proper lines and all. Narration also you have to write and then underline. And in your school, journal entry they have finished, went to ledger.
No, ma'am. Tomorrow actually there is a test for journal entries.
Okay, fine. So you are prepared.
I'm preparing. I was preparing till now. Practicing now.
Okay, fine. And okay, dear, fine. So, what about the missed classes? You missed 2 classes, I think. Have you gone through the recorded videos? It's very important, Manjusha. You have to go through, you have to make the notes, you have to understand and send me. Otherwise, then again, what will happen? You won't understand anything if you just ignore. So, you have to sit at home, you have to take time for accounts, go through the recorded video, try to understand the concept, make notes and send me. And again, if you are not understanding anything, again in the class you have to ask me. That should be your habit of you and Janani, both of you, not only you, Janani also. If any day you are not able to attend the class, most probably try to attend. Whenever I am taking the class, try to attend the class, then only you will understand, and write it down in the class itself, everything. You understand, write it down yourself. You have, both of you have to work hard in 11th, then only in 12th it becomes easy. Otherwise in 12th again you will face problem. Okay, and suppose due to some unavoidable reason you are not able to attend, you should not ignore, you should sit at home, you should listen the recorded videos, you should make the notes, try to understand what I have taught, then send the notes. It's compulsory. It's not that you are absent, then just leaving, ignoring the things and coming to class. No, I don't want this to happen in my class, both of you. Whenever you are absent, you have to send me the notes. You have to sit at home, take the time, listen the videos, understand the concept. It's for your benefit, not just like that. Okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So what about the previous class, that videos you didn't listen, Manjusha?
Ma'am, I only missed one class of journal. I saw the video, but I didn't write the notes.
Okay, fine. Fine, dear. So now actually I have started the second journal entry in this page number 26, second journal entry. Okay, first we have finished. So now the second journal entry is Mohan returned goods of list price 4,000. So in the first journal entry what we learned, business has sold goods to Mohan on credit and business has given 15% trade discount. So now, do you know what is trade discount, cash discount, Manjusha? I thought and you were absent, I think, during that class.
Yes.
You are clear with the concept, trade discount, cash discount? Okay, fine. Now, Mohan returned goods of list price 4,000. So again there is a concept. Whenever in the previous transaction, if some debtor has purchased goods on credit, suppose the business has allowed the debtor trade discount. Again, if due to some reason the goods are not up to the mark or goods are defective, any reason, there may be any reason, the goods are damaged, we don't know, due to any reason the debtor or the customer may return the goods back to the business. But during that case again you have to subtract the percentage of trade discount. Question will not tell you every time, you should be alert. Like in this question, in the first transaction already question told you that business sold goods to Mohan, giving him or allowing him 15% trade discount. In the second transaction, when Mohan is returning the goods back to business, question is not telling again that 15% trade discount, but it is understood. Just example, you are going to a shop, you are purchasing a wristwatch for you and the shopkeeper, suppose the cost, like the price of the wristwatch is 10,000, but you are asking discount and the shopkeeper is giving you for 9,500, but the actual price is 10,000. He is allowing you discount and you are getting for 9,500. You are coming home, you are checking that there is some damage in the watch. Now you don't want that watch. Next day you are going and you are saying, you have given me damaged this wristwatch, I don't want this wristwatch, take the watch, give me the cash back. Will the shopkeeper give you 10,000 or 9,500? Obviously 9,500, which you paid after deducting the discount. Same happens here also. So once Mohan took the goods for lesser price after trade discount, when he return goods, then also the trade discount should be deducted. Understood, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So working notes, show it properly in a rough column. So how you will show the working notes? You have to write list price of goods equals to 4,000. Write it down. Then you have to less 15% trade discount on 4,000. So you have to calculate 15% on 4,000. When you do, then what amount it will come? I think it will come 600, and this is not 34,000, this should be 3,400. By mistake I wrote 34,000. Please correct it. It should be 3,400 because the list price is itself 4,000, and if you calculate 15% on 4,000, it comes 600. That is the discount, trade discount. You have to subtract. Then actually Mohan is returning goods worth rupees 3,400. It's not 34,000. Kindly correct it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, and one more important thing, trade discount we never show in our book of accounts. Only cash discount are shown in book of accounts. Trade discount we deduct and we show it in working notes by deducting it from the list price, but we never show it as discount, as loss, and we don't show it in journal entry. That is book of accounts. So we will move to third. This is clear, I hope. Yes, second transaction clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now the third one. Received amount due from Mohan under cash discount of 5%. And see, cash discount is always given to those customers who makes the payment immediately. There is a concept. Cash discount business does not give to all the customers. Trade discount is given to all customers, but cash discount is given only to those who makes the payment immediately. Okay, for them cash discount is given, and also cash discount is given only on those amount which are immediately paid. Suppose a customer needs to pay 1,000 rupees to the business for purchasing goods, but he is telling that now I will pay 600 rupees, after 3 months I will pay 400. So cash discount will be calculated on 600 which he is making the payment now, not on the 400 which he will make after 4 months. So this is also very important concept. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very important concept. So write it down. These concepts will help you a lot. Now, in this question, if you see, received amount due from Mohan under CD means cash discount of 5%. So, what you have to do? You have to do the calculations. How you will do the calculations? Start doing. Right, in working notes you have to do. How you will do? See. Total goods sold to Mohan, how much? 85,000, right? For 85,000, business has sold goods to Mohan. So write it down. Goods sold to Mohan rupees equals to 85,000. After that, what you will do?
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me, Manjusha.
Ma'am, ma'am, we don't do the working notes in the entry part, right? Then where do we write the working notes?
See, working notes you should show separately, dear. Like journal entry, you prepared format in one page, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the next page you can just write now working notes. Just the next page you can use separately for working notes. Write it down working notes heading. Then 1, 2, 3 serial wise do the working notes properly. Okay.
Ma'am, do we have to show the working notes
Yes.
or can we just do it
No,
in
no,
draft?
it's compulsory. It's mandatory. Working notes carries marks. If you don't show working notes, marks will be deducted. It's compulsory, okay? 100% compulsory. If you don't show working notes, marks will be deducted in your exam. Okay, so while practicing, make a habit. Whenever necessary, I will let you know. You have to make the working notes properly with proper, systematic way and all. It's not just like scribbling and all. You have to do it properly. That's why I'm telling you. Now for this transaction, that is third one, and for second one also, even for first one also, working notes is the compulsory. You have to show how you are getting 85,000, how you are getting like 3,400, how you are getting these amounts. You have to show. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now come for the working notes and start writing for the third transaction. Now I am telling. So first you have, see, received amount means first you have to uh, like calculate how much amount you are going to receive from Mohan, because first Mohan purchased goods, then Mohan returned goods, then whatever the remaining balance Mohan needs to make the payment to the business. For that only Mohan will get cash discount. Are you understanding? All these calculations you have to show and you have to do it. So first how you will write goods sold to Mohan equal to rupees. You can directly write 85,000 by seeing the journal entry. Already you have passed that journal entry, na? How much sales made to Mohan? 85,000. From that again subtract less goods returned by Mohan. Mohan returned goods again after subtracting list price 3,400. So 85,000 minus 3,400.
Ma'am, can you say one more time?
Yeah. See, first write it down. Goods sold to Mohan. Okay. Equals to rupees 85,000. That is the first journal entry. How much goods sold to Mohan? 85,000. So write it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then what you will write? After that you will be writing less, 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 then two dots, then goods returned by Mohan. Mohan has returned goods also, na, in the second transaction. Sales returned to Mohan. Mohan has returned the goods to business 3,400. Now tell me, when you subtract from 85,000 3,400 goods returned by Mohan, how much Mohan needs to make the payment to business? Subtract it and tell me. Both of you, Janani.
81,600.
Very good. So you are getting 81,600. Till here it's clear. Janani, it is clear, dear?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. Now in this, so now you got it that 81,600 Mohan needs to make the payment. Now regarding this only the question is telling received amount due from Mohan, that is 81,600 under cash discount 5%. Now you have to calculate 5% of 81,600 in working notes itself. Again write LESS less cash discount 5%. Calculate 5% of 81,600. Both of you do the calculations.
Ma'am, of 81,600,
Yeah.
we have to calculate
Yes,
this
yes, 5%
cash
on that.
discount.
Hmm.
4,080.
Very good. Janani, are you getting 4080, dear?
I'm doing, ma'am.
Yeah, do it. So this 4080 is the cash discount. Okay, this is allowed by the business. Okay. And as I told you, cash discount, first thing you have to show in book of accounts, and cash discount is always allowed while making the payment. So since 81,600, Mohan needs to make the payment to business. On 81,600 only he is getting 5% cash discount. Now how you will pass the journal entry? First, just very simple. Think in this way. Now business is going to receive cash from whom? From Mohan. So cash account debit. Now forget about these amounts and all. First listen carefully, write it down, try to understand the concept. Understand then write. Don't just copy from this PDF and all. This will not help you. Try to understand and then write it down. So in this transaction, first what is happening? Business is receiving cash. Cash is an asset. Asset is increasing. So you have to debit cash account debit. Don't write any amount now. Second, what is happening in this transaction? Business is giving cash discount, which is a loss for the business. If any business gives cash discount to its customer, it is a loss, and all the losses we have to debit. Expenses and losses we have to debit always. So now discount allowed account debit. Okay, you have to write discount allowed account debit. Now, Mohan, from whom the business is getting this cash? Mohan. And who is Mohan? Mohan is our debtor, and debtor means asset. Now asset is decreasing. Why asset is decreasing? Once Mohan pays the amount, Mohan will be no more asset for our business. He is no more asset. So you have to reduce the asset. That is the reason to Mohan account. Are you understanding, Janani, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
very good. So now we are going to write the amount. So first always write how much we have to receive from Mohan. You did the calculation in your working notes, 81,600. So to Mohan account, you have credited Mohan, you have reduced the asset by 81,600, write it down. Then if you see the working notes, what you did, how much cash discount you calculated? For 4080. So in discount allowed, write 4080. Okay. Are you writing and understanding, both of you, how we are getting these things?
Yes.
Yeah, these are extremely important journal entries. Don't take it lightly. In exam, these type of journal entry will be asked. So be alert, try to understand what I am saying, practice at home also. Now see, in working notes, what you have shown, you have deducted this 4080, then how much cash will be received? See, Mohan needs to pay 81,600, but business has given him cash discount 4080. So how much actually cash is being received by the business? 7,750. This much cash only business is getting from Mohan, because business allowed 4080 discount. Mohan needs to pay 81,600.
Ma'am,
Yes, Manjusha?
ma'am, isn't the cash 77,520?
What dear? What you are saying? Cash?
Ma'am, we have to, we have to pay Mohan 81,600, right? And the
Not
discount was,
just a moment, dear. Actually, business Mohan needs to pay to business 81,600. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Done. Hmm.
Mohan needs to pay 81,600
Yeah.
and the discount is 4,080 rupees. And
Yes.
if we minus percent, it's 77,520.
Okay. 77,520. Okay, fine. Okay, then correct it. Okay, I must have written wrong. Lot of mistake I am doing now. Okay. Okay, dear. So do the correction, both of you. See, if the calculation is wrong, kindly write it the correct. Okay. Yes, Janani, what you are getting, dear?
Ma'am, I'm a little confused about the mistake. I didn't know which one.
Okay, okay. See, actually about the cash account debit, I have written in my PDF 7,750. So Manjusha is telling that it will not come because you just do the calculation and see. 81,600 from there, you have to subtract 4,080. So how much you are getting, see. In that amount only there is a mistake. 81,600 minus 4,080. Do the calculation and see. Don't use any like mobiles, laptops, calculators. Okay, from beginning I am telling you, no calculator will be provided to you people in boards or in your school exam. Kindly every time do the calculations using your hand. Okay, don't use any devices for these calculations, then you will face lot of problems during the exams. You won't be able to solve. Now you got it, Janani?
Yes, ma'am.
So what was the mistake? How much you have to debit cash account by how much?
77,520.
Yeah, that's what she is telling. I did a mistake, so just correct it. Now, are you clear with the entries? Like why we are debiting cash, why we are debiting discount allowed, and how this Mohan account credited, all these. Is it clear, both of you?
Ma'am, can you explain discount allowed one more time?
Yeah, sure. Manjusha, you are asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, dear. Just unmute yourself. Now you're going to tell. See, received amount due from Mohan under cash discount of 5%. Now tell me, cash discount is allowed on which amount?
Cash
Like,
on the
huh,
amount we are receiving.
very good. Which the business will receive immediately. Immediately, if business is receiving something from customer, on that particular amount only cash discount business will allow to that customer. This concept is clear. Now can you tell me how much exactly business is going to receive from Mohan and how? Explain it by seeing the working notes what you made now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um, Total goods we sold to Mohan was 85,000.
very good.
And he returned goods were
Yes.
1,000 but with
3.
15% trade discount, 3,400.
Very good.
If we minus if we minus both of the numbers and 81,600.
Okay.
And then we gave him the 5% discount.
On what
So
amount?
81,600
Yeah, yeah.
on the total amount.
Okay.
81,600
Hmm.
into the 5% discount,
Hmm.
which is 4,800. Sorry,
80.
4,080.
Okay.
Now we have to subtract the 4,080 from the total amount,
Okay.
81,600.
Hmm.
So that would be 77,520.
Which the business is going to receive now. So here where you are having problem, you
Yes, ma'am.
understood everything, dear. Now you are having problem in journal entries.
No, ma'am. Actually, when I was doing journal entries practice the other day, discount allowed and discount received, those concepts really confused me. So I got the compound journal entries all wrong.
Okay, see, I will make it clear. I am there to help you out. See, discount allowed is always a loss. Okay, keep in your mind. See, whenever you are giving something discount, you are a businessman, you are giving discount to your customer, that is discount allowed. So it is always a loss for the business. You kindly write it down now. When you are getting confused, now I am telling, write it down. Discount allowed is always an expense and it is debited. You write it down, you won't forget, revise it. Janani, also you also write it down, dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And discount received, anything when you receive, we always receive the income, right? Rent received, interest received, commission received, cash received, all these are income for the business. So discount received is an income. Whenever you read the word received, it is income for our business. So income, this is means discount received is an income. Write it down. Discount received is always an income. And you know the rule, all incomes are credited, so discount received should also be credited only. Now got it, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and discount received, who will give discount to? Like business will receive discount from whom? Creditors. Business is purchasing some goods from creditors, right? On credit. Later on, business will make the payment to the creditors. During that time, creditors may give business some discount. That is discount received, income for the business. That should be credited. Now business needs to make less payment to the creditors because creditors are giving discount. For creditor it is discount allowed, for business it is discount received. We are making or preparing books for business. Always keep in mind, you are preparing book for, or you are recording the transactions for business. So from business point of view only you have to think. Okay, always.
Yes, ma'am.
In the same way, business will give discount or business will allow discount to debtors. Why? Debtors are those person to whom business sold goods on credit. Later on, debtors will make the payment to business. Now business will say, now at the time of making payment, you can make less 5% payment to me. 5% I am giving you cash discount. So discount allowed means loss for the business. Business gives to debtors and you have to debit discount allowed account. Discount received is always an income for the business because creditors give discount to the business, which is income for the business. So it is to be credited. You write everything clearly, and now it's clear, the concept is clear, Manjusha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And what about Janani? You have any doubts to be asked, dear?
No, ma'am, I understood.
Okay. Your school is closed, so are you practicing till cash book in your school? They have taught, right?
They started halfway from cash book, but then the school ended. So after that,
Okay. So that ledger, trial balance, every chapter is finished, na?
ledger is over, trial balance no.
Okay, fine, no issues. So, what about journal entry? Have you practiced the worksheets and all what you said your school is sending? Are you doing the sums at home?
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing and uploading them all.
Okay, so you're not strucking anywhere. Have they given the answers also?
No, ma'am, they'll discuss in class. Not they won't give the answer.
Discuss in class means after the school reopens. During that time they will discuss.
Yes, that time.
Okay, so are you able to do the sums? Are you strucking anywhere?
No, ma'am, the questions are all easy.
Okay, fine, Daddy. If you are facing any difficulty, kindly ask me. Then only I will know where you are struggling and I can help you out. Okay, that's what I'm asking. And the same rule for Manjusha also. And all the best for tomorrow's test here. This is your first test in accounts, Manjusha, class test.
Yes, ma'am. As of now, it's just the first. So I'm
Okay.
really scared how it will go.
No need to scare, okay? Be relaxed, okay? No need to scare. You know, you know a lot, yeah. No need to just scared and all. Just you have to practice more, and I know you will practice. No need to worry and all. When you are having your first term exam,
August 17th, most probably.
August 17th. So focus on that, okay? I think till journal entry they will give. Portions are there till journal entry.
As of now, the sir has just said that journal entry will be there, but if he teaches ahead, then he might add it as well.
Okay, fine. So be like you are practicing accounts on regular basis, na? At home.
Yes, ma'am, almost every day.
That's really, please follow the tips what I'm saying every day minimum for Janani also, both of whatever I'm saying it's for both of you, not for only one person. So every day from now onwards make a habit sitting at home doing the sums 1 hour minimum. I'm talking minimum, maximum it depends on you, but minimum you have to take time, you have to take, that's why I'm telling. You won't get time, but you have to take time for accounts, otherwise accounts will take revenge on you if you don't practice. It's like that only. The more you practice, the more you become perfect in accounts. So please kindly practice from now onwards. Okay, dear. So now it's
Yes,
clear now, Manjusha. Allowed and received, everything is clear.
yes, ma'am.
Any other doubts, any other things you are getting confused during solving the sums and all, facing difficulties?
And mostly in compound entries.
Compound interest, okay, I will make you understand, no worries, okay. Okay, then what about this like accounting equation? You solved all the questions from your book. Accounting equation,
Yes,
what?
ma'am. From,
Okay, you are able to
from
solve.
DK Goal I've done, and even from VTS Category.
Very good, each and every question you did.
Yes, ma'am.
In your school they are making to do all the questions, or only few questions you are doing rest of them at home?
From the school, from DK Goal, sir is making us do almost every question in the notebook.
Okay,
And at home, while practicing, I'm doing VTS Category.
very good, very good. Okay, dear, fine. Now we are moving to fourth transaction, which is also very important. Shyam, who owed us 10,000. This type of question comes in exam. So Shyam, who owed us 10,000, became insolvent. Now you have to understand each and everything. Shyam, who is he? He is a debtor. Who owed us 10,000 means Shyam is a debtor. He needs to make payment 10,000 to the business. Became insolvent means now he became bankrupt. He is not in a position to make the payment of 10,000 to business. This is the meaning of this two line only. So Shyam is our debtor. He has become insolvent means bankrupt. He is not having much cash to make the payment to the business. Okay, now what will happen? And rupees and 40 paisa in a rupee received from his estate. What is the meaning of this? 40 paisa in a rupee means always when this type of transaction comes, first see how much the debtor needs to make the payment. In our question 10,000, you have to calculate 40% of 10,000. That much only Shyam will be able to make the payment because he became bankrupt. 40 paisa in a rupee means suppose Shyam needs to make payment 1 rupee to the business, then he will be able to pay 40 paisa. Now he needs to make 10,000 payment, so 40% of 10,000 you have to calculate 4,000. So 4,000 only Shyam will be able to make the payment to business. Are you understanding the question, both of you? Yes, very important questions. Mark it down. You will get in your exam. maybe the amount may be different, but the pattern will be same. Now, so what will be the journal entry? So some amount we are receiving from him, na? Like we are receiving how much from him? 40 paisa in a rupee means we are. Yes, Janani.
What do you mean like 40 paise in a rupee? Just mean
Yeah.
they give 40 paise?
See, 40 paise in a rupee means, suppose in 1 rupee, like suppose 1 rupee Sham needs to make payment to the business, then out of 1 rupee he will be able to make 40 paisa. Are you understanding? 60 paisa he won't be able to make the payment since he became bankrupt. Are you understanding?
So he's paying like little by little, like 1 paisa, like that.
Yeah, no. He is not paying little by little. This is given just to make you understand. Like suppose I am saying, for example, I am saying, I will make payment 40 paisa for 1 rupee, but but I have to pay you 10,000. Then how you will? We will do the, you know that unitary method in our maths, basic maths. The same thing is happening here. If for 1 rupee he is able to pay 40 paisa, then for 10,000 rupees how much he will be making payment? Now you got it, Janni?
Yeah.
It's like that. You have to do the calculations. So do the calculations, both of you, in working notes. The question tells, for 1 rupee he will make the payment 40 paisa. If for 1 rupee, then he needs to make the payment not 1 rupee. He needs to make the payment to the business 10,000. You have to calculate for 10,000 how much he will pay. If for 1 rupee he is able to pay 40,000, then for 10,000 how much he needs to pay. In that way you have to do the calculations. Show it properly in working notes. So for 1 rupee 40 paisa means do the cross multiplication. For 10,000 you will get the cross multiplication. 1 rupee equals to 100 paisa. These are the simple maths, right? 1 rupee means how much? 100 paisa. So for out of 100 paisa, if he is able to pay 40 paisa, then for 10,000 he needs to make the payment. How much he will be able to pay? Now got it? Yes? Janani, Manjusha understood. So simply this is the logic, this is the understanding. You just you have to do whenever this type of question comes, simply just calculate 40% of 10,000. You are going to get the same thing. So 40% of 10,000 will be 4,000. Only 4,000 Sham is able to make the payment. And what about the remaining 6,000? He needs to pay 10,000, but 4,000 only he will be making payment. So 6,000 bad debts, loss for the business. He won't make the payment because he has become bankrupt. So now what will be the journal entry? How much business is receiving from him? Cash account debit 4,000. Bad debts account debit 6,000. Bad debts again is a loss. You are debiting the loss. And by how much? How much you are not receiving from the debtor? 6,000. To Sham's account. You are closing debtor's account. Now no more he is your debtor. He settled your accounts. He needs to pay 10,000. He is making 4,000 and we already recorded 6,000 bad debts. His accounts has been settled. So no more asset. You have to remove the asset or reduce the asset. For both the cases, you have to credit the asset account in order to remove. So Sham is our asset. You have to remove him from book, settled his accounts. So to Sham's account 10,000. Any doubt, anyone? Manjusha, Janani, any doubt you people are having? Okay. Okay. With proper working notes, write it down. Again, you will get confused how you are getting 4,000, 6,000. I want to see the working notes. Write it properly. And narration also, write it down. Okay. Now the next transaction, fifth. Salary due to clerk 50,000. Okay, salary due to clerk means outstanding salary. Business needs to make payment of salary to the clerk 50,000. Business didn't make the payment, so it's outstanding salary. So how you will make the entry? Outstanding salary, first of all, it is a liability. Okay, outstanding salary is always a liability, and salary expense has been done, means expense has taken place. Now the clerk worked for the business received the service, so expense has become due. Business needs to make the payment of salary, so this salary relates to the current year only. So what is the rule? We follow accrual concept in accounting. So if any expenses or any income relates to the current year, whether paid not paid, whether received not received, if it relates to the current year, you have to record. That is the rule. Salary, we have to make the payment. We received the service, we didn't make the payment, so it relates to the current year, you have to record even though not paid. But salary expense has taken place, so all the expenses should be debited as per the rule. So salary account debit, that is expense. If it is rent, rent account debit. If it is interest, interest account debit. Whatever expense has become due, name of that expense you have to write. So salary account debit 50,000 to outstanding salary. You can't write to cash because you didn't make payment. You have to make payment in future. It's outstanding, it's a liability. So as per clear, any liability increases, you have to credit to outstanding salary account 50,000. Is this journal entry clear? Salary account debit to outstanding salary 50,000, 50,000.
Ma'am, can you explain one more time?
Yeah. See, Manjusha, salary is due to clerk 50,000 means salary. What is salary for any business? Paying salary is always an expense for any business. Salary is an expense. And due means the clerk has provided his services. Clerk did his work for the business. In return, business needs to make the payment of salary to clerk, but business didn't make. Business will make in future. So salary not paid, it has become due. That is why outstanding salary. But expenses has taken place, and we are following accrual concept in our accounts. Now what this concept says, whether any expenses of the business paid or not paid, but suppose it relates to the current year. Current means the financial year we are doing the accounting. For example, 1st April to 31st March means during this 12 months, if any expenses has taken place, whether paid or not, it should be recorded in book of accounts. Salary, this expense relates to this year only, even though not paid. That is the reason first you have to debit the expense account. That is why we are debiting salary account debit 50,000. Then it is not paid now, it is outstanding and it's a liability. Now what is the rule for liability? Any liability increases, you have to credit the account. That is why you are crediting to outstanding salaries account. So salary is an expense, that is why you are debiting. Outstanding salary is a liability, that is why you are crediting 50,000, 50,000. Now you got it, Manjusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about Janani?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, now the next. Out of rent paid, 10,000 is related to next year. Try to understand the question. Out of the rent paid means already rent has been paid by the business and it is an expense. Whenever rent paid means you should understand it is an expense. But what the question is telling, out of the rent paid 10,000 is related to next year means whatever the amount of rent paid, that is not given in our question, but whatever amount is paid, suppose 50,000 is paid, rent paid by the business 50,000. Out of that, this 10,000, it does not relate to current year, it relates to next year. Means expenses are paid in advance, so prepaid expense. We learnt na, any expense which is paid for the next year, not to the current year, it is prepaid expense. So Prepaid expense is always asset for any business. That also I taught you. Any prepaid expense asset. Here 10,000, this is prepaid rent which is paid for the next year and it is asset. So all the assets should be debited. Prepaid rent account debit 10,000, and again I am telling you we are following accrual concept which says if any income does not relate to the current year, you should subtract it. So no, it may be any expense also. So in this question it is expense only. If any expense does not relate to the current year, you have to subtract. Now if you see this rent paid 10,000 related to next year, this expense does not relate to current year. It is next year expense. This year expense is not 10,000 rupees. As per accrual concept, if any expense does not relate to current year, you have to subtract. So how to subtract in accounts? We can't write minus plus, na? Any expense you have to reduce, you have to credit. That is the reason you are crediting to rent account 10,000. Are you understanding or not? Both of you, Janani, Manjusha.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the reason you are right. Yeah, you are writing prepaid rent account because it is an asset. Why it is an asset? Any expense paid for the next year is asset. This 10,000 you are paying rent for the next year. So any expense paid in advance for next year, it is an asset. That is the reason you are debiting prepaid rent account 10,000. Why you are crediting rent account? This expense does not relate to current year. You are paying for the next year. So you have to subtract. Subtract means you have to decrease. How to decrease any expenses in our accounts? Expenses increases debit, expenses decreases credit. So this expense is decreasing. That is the reason you are writing to rent account 10,000. This is the concept. Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next, all are extremely important journal entries. Now the 7th, provide 10% interest on capital amounting to rupees 10 lakh. So this 10 lakh is the total amount of capital invested by the owner in business. Now owner will get interest on capital from the business. Business will pay interest on capital to the owner. You have to calculate 10% on 10 lakh. So you will get 1 lakh rupees. Now what will be the journal entry? Interest on capital account debit. Why? It is expense from business point of view. Because business is paying interest on capital to the owner. So it is expense for business. Any expenses you have to, what you will do? All the expenses should always be debited. That is the reason you are debiting. So interest on capital account debit 1 lakh to capital account 1 lakh. Now why you are writing to capital account? Why you are crediting capital account? Because see, capital, what is capital for any business? It is a liability. Okay, capital is always a liability, right? But whenever interest on capital is given by the business, it will add the liability. Now this interest on capital is going to be given to the owner only, and owner's account in business is capital account. Capital is itself a liability. Okay, so this is also added in that liability. Who will get interest on capital? Owner will get. That is in how he will get. It will be added in his capital. If you want to add something in the liability, then you have to credit. So capital is itself a liability, we all know, na? That is why to capital account. Here this interest will be added. So interest on capital account debit to capital account. This will be the journal entry whenever you have to calculate interest on capital. 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Any doubt?
Ma'am?
Yes, Manjusha?
Ma'am, here it's written that we have to provide 10% interest on capital.
Yes.
But while writing the entry in the amount, do we not have to add the 10%?
No. You don't have to add here. You have to just calculate interest on capital. The capital amount is given 10 lakh. Capital invested by the owner is 10 lakh. On that, owner will get interest 10%. So only interest, for interest only you have to pass the entry. So interest on capital you will calculate 10%, that is 1 lakh. For that 1 lakh you have to pass the entry, interest on capital account debit to capital account 1 lakh 1 lakh. Now understood? Yeah. Now the next, 8th. Goods worth rupees 1 lakh destroyed by fire. See, in go down, the business will keep some goods as stock. In that way, 1 lakh rupee goods were destroyed by fire. Now, loss by fire is always a loss, and all the losses you have to debit as per the rule only I am telling. So, loss by fire account debit 1 lakh. Now, goods are destroyed. So you have to write to purchase account. Why you are writing? Purchase is an expense. What is purchase? Purchase is an expense. Now, whenever any expenses increases, what you will do? You will debit the account. If more and more goods are purchased, then you will debit more and more purchase account. But now the purchases, the goods are what? Decreasing. Not because you are selling. Goods will decrease due to two reasons. One, goods are destroyed, or goods are given as free charity, or goods are like stolen by the thief. So in this case, goods are destroyed by fire. In any of the cases, whenever goods are reduced, you have to, other than sales, see, if the goods are sold to customer, then stock is reduced, you will write to sales, we all know. Here we are not selling any goods. Goods are destroyed by fire, due to that goods are reduced from the stock. So you have to always use to purchase account. From purchases only the goods are being reduced. Suppose I have purchased goods for suppose 2 lakh rupees. In my go down I am having 2 lakh rupees goods. That is purchased goods. Now goods are destroyed for 1 lakh. So my purchases will decrease by 1 lakh, na? Are you understanding? That is the reason you are crediting purchase. Always you have to credit purchase whenever goods are reduced due to loss by fire, due to theft, due to given as free sample or any charity. So any reason if other than sales, again I am not talking about sales. This is exceptional. For sales you will directly write to sales because it is income. When you are selling the goods, goods are reducing, no doubt, but you are getting income. Here you are not getting any income. You are in fact suffering losses because goods are destroyed. So in these situations you have to use to purchase account because goods will be reduced from purchases only. So goods worth rupees 1 lakh destroyed by fire. What will be the entry? Loss by fire account debit to purchases account 1 lakh 1 lakh. You wrote, both of you?
Writing.
Yeah, write it down. Now the next. Accrued commission rupees 4,000. Now what is this accrued commission? See, accrued commission means the commission which is due. Commission, it is income which is due for the business. Business has earned income but did not receive it in hand. Income has become due. So always it is an asset. Accrued income is always an asset. Prepaid expenses, accrued income, all these are asset for our business. So accrued commission is an asset. You have to debit. It is increasing, asset is increasing. Accrued commission account debit 4,000. To commission account 4,000. Why? See, if any income relates to the current year, you have to record whether you received or not. Accrued income is the income which relates to the current year, but you didn't receive. Okay, but it is income for the current year only. That is the reason all the income should be credited. This income relates to current year. You didn't receive, but income is for current year only. So you are writing to commission account 4,000. So always whenever this accrued word comes, accrued commission, accrued interest, anything, you have to write accrued commission account debit to commission account. If accrued interest account debit to interest account. So accrued income account debit to income account basically. And I told you the logic why we are debiting and why we are crediting. Any doubt? Okay. Now the 10th one. Rent for month is 1,000. Rent for month means per month rent. They are talking about per month rent 1,000. And rent received 13,000. Again, don't get confused. Received, paid. Paid means expense for the business. Received means income for the business. Business is having some vacant room or something like that. That property business has given for rent. Now business is receiving rent because rent received is given na. So monthly rent 1,000 means in 1 year 12 months. So current year income should be 12,000. 1,000 multiplied by 12. But how much actually the business is receiving? Rent received 13,000. Now what is the meaning of this? 1,000 rent business is receiving for the next year. So this is unearned income or income received in advance. This 1,000 income does not relate to the current year. It relates to the next year. How you will pass the journal entry? 2 journal entry you have to pass. How? First, rent received. Total rent, how much the business is receiving. Total rent, 13,000. So cash account debit to rent received account. Why? Cash is coming into the business, you are debiting. Rent received is always an income for the business and rule is all the income should be credited. So cash account debit to rent received account 13,000, 13,000. Now what you have to do? The next thing, see, next thing out of this, the question is telling, question is clearly telling na rent for month 1,000 means only 12,000 month relates to the current year. You have to understand. But business is receiving 13,000 means that 1,000 rent business received for the next year. It does not relate to the current year. Now you have to subtract that income as per the rule of accrual concept. Any income does not relate to the current year, you have to subtract from current year income. How to do that? Any income, if you want to subtract, basic rule, if income increases you are crediting. So if you have to reduce the income you have to debit. So rent received account debit 1,000, you are subtracting. Then to unearned income, it's a liability, right? Unearned income is a liability. Any income business is receiving in advance. Business did not do any services. Next year business will give the service. It's a liability for the business. So any unearned income or any income received in advance without doing the service, without working, it is liability. And all the liability should be credited. So to unearned rent, this rent is not earned by the business. This rent 1,000 relates to the next year. So unearned rent, or you can write rent received in advance 1,000. Yes, understood why these two separate entries we are passing? Both of you, Manjusha, Janani, clear this question, first question?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Why volume is so low for Manjusha?
I'm very tired, ma'am. I have to study again.
Okay. Okay, dear. Fine. So, till here for today. Okay. Next class we will continue. You practice at home till here. All these PDF questions, try to do it yourself. Just read the question, close the PDF and all, try to solve it by understanding the concept. Then only you will understand. Just copying will not help you. Try to understand why we are debiting, why we are crediting, why this is happening. In this way, if you research on accounts now, it becomes easy for you. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Good night. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, dear.